right now the basketball world is all focused on one person and one thing, one tragedy, one set of events that none of us were expecting yesterday. And everyone from Talkin Nets, John Boy Media sends our deepest condolences. It took me some time to come to terms with it. It took me some time to even be able to really speak about it. And we'll use our platform tonight to honor Kobe Bryant, Gigi Bryant, the Altobelli family, and the rest of the victims that we lost in that crash. And Hudson and I will just speak on it and share our thoughts. Hudson, I'll give you the floor first to just talk to the people out there and use this as an opportunity to connect with some people that are hurting like we are and share what you felt yesterday. You did a great job tweeting from the Talkin Nets Twitter in the middle of the moment online.
Yeah, and it's all difficult. It was so sudden. You hear a lot of people say, it felt like a bad dream, like a nightmare. And I mean, it was. For something like that to happen so suddenly, it was so shocking. And, I know obviously he's one of the greatest to ever play the sport, but he's so much more than that. He's so much more than a basketball player. He's an icon. He's a great man. He's a even better father. And, I know one of the biggest things for me with Kobe was, he was such a big advocate for women's basketball in the WNBA as well. And he was really probably the biggest voice advocating for the sport. And I know my little sister's playing basketball, and, I want there to be a future for women's basketball. And he was that guy. He was the one. It's hard to talk about, but he was the one that was doing all that. And I don't know. It still feels like it can't be real, but it is. And obviously my prayers and all of our prayers go out to his family and the families of everyone else that was on board. And I don't know, it was difficult, even trying to, watch the beginning of the Nets game yesterday. I mean, I made it through the first quarter, but it was too much. It was too much. It was one of the saddest atmospheres I've ever seen. The stadium was completely quiet. The only thing you heard was the ball bouncing on the floor. It was like, the sport itself was mourning, the loss of one of its greatest players. And it's just difficult. But obviously our prayers go out to him and his family and all the families on board. And it's
heavy, man. It's heavy. And trust me, I feel you. I've experienced a death close to me. I lost my brother coming up on 5 years now. And, this was heavy for me yesterday because this Thursday I'll be celebrating what would have been my brother's 42nd birthday. And him and Kobe are the same age. They're both born in 1978, would have turned 42 this year. And the one time I got to see Kobe live was when I was 12. My brother was 22, and he got tickets to Madison Square Garden, and he got us in to see Kobe. And the city was just huge to me. I was a young kid. I was scared of the subway and some homeless people on the subway, but in my mind, I just knew, like, we're going to see Kobe tonight. We're going to go see the Lakers tonight. And, of course, I was a Nets fan, but growing up as a kid, everybody was a Kobe fan. And it crushed me yesterday to think about the one time that I saw Kobe, leading up to, 2 days from now, January 30th is my brother's birthday. He passed a couple years ago. Now Kobe passes. They were the same age. My brother and I collected trading cards and watched, inside stuff. And I was a bigger sports fan and a basketball fan, but my brother knew that. And he knew I was a Nets fan. He wasn't going to come to Continental Airlines Arena, East Rutherford, but he got me tickets to see Kobe at MSG. And last night, I couldn't watch. I changed the channel a couple times. It was eerie watching a basketball game like that in MSG. It was quiet. You could hear a pin drop at some moments. Everybody was shook. This was something that shook the entire world, not just the basketball world yesterday. And this is something that I feel like is a reality check to the whole world. We're coming to the end of January. 2020 is more than upon us. We're weeks into 2020, and there's a lot of people that talk about what they were going to do, how they were going to change, what work they were going to put in, and how 2020 was going to be their year. When someone like Kobe Bryant, Gigi Bryant, the Altobello family get taken from us in a tragedy like this, it really hits close to home for everyone, and it's a reality check that everyone has to feel to take a look at your own life, your own legacy, and your family and the people closest to you. What I loved about the NBA yesterday was, it sucks that they didn't cancel the games. I was calling for the games to be canceled because I was seeing some of my favorite players crying, breaking down, distraught over this, getting the news and being in disbelief. And that took my soul out. Like seeing Bradley Beal, Trae Young, Devin Booker, guys that I love watching that were inspired by Kobe, have to go out there and play a game. I don't know how they had the strength. All I did was move from my couch to my bed back and forth.